welcome back to the council. Let me double check, make sure we're looking good here and here. Hungry for knowledge. Would you like to know what I'm having for breakfast? It's cup noodles. Hungry for points. Alright, well. Alright, where's my mother? Close your eyes. Okay. Wait, no, we can do this. Okay, you can open your eyes. I couldn't remember if it shows you the episodes thing, which would be spoilers. Mother Brighton early board books. The mage quest skill. Energy coat.
How many times must I tell you? You must never put your life on the line for me.
That's not what she
Mother
said.
has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
We are doing our utmost to find your mother as quickly as possible.
Without your mother, hundreds of men of the cloth would have gone to the guillotine.
All I can tell you is I'm looking for my sister.
Do you believe your mother capable of torturing a child?
An agreement for cannons. Lord Mortimer assured me that you are to take over the project on behalf of your mother.
Johann Christoph von Wollner, Minister of Religious Affairs, and Jacques Peroux,
Never talked to
French
these guys?
Revolutionary Tribunal Judge. You will find
God.
that Lord Mortimer is not what one would call conventional, Monsieur de Richet.
Oh, now she's dead.
Monsieur de Richet, I am arresting you for the murder of Elizabeth Adams.
We also blew it with the other girl too. Whatever her name was. I can equip 2 manuscripts. So we got etiquette, logic, etiquette. Ooh, I'm taking this one. F all you guys. Erudition, etiquette, logic. Erudition, etiquette. I just woke up. Energy converter is not. I think I said it a minute ago. Energy coat. Alright, well, we'll do adequate. Bloop. Alright, start quest. Dang, I have so many bars of stuff. It feels like.
At last we meet, Monsieur de Richet. Do you mind if I call you Louis?
Please do.
Thank you. I wish to apologize wholeheartedly, Louis. I made you cross the seas, and I wasn't even here to welcome you. When I asked you
Liar.
to join us here, it was, of course, in the hope that you would help us find your mother. But an act of horrific violence occurred during the night, and I do not know if this is linked to the disappearance of Sarah.
Alright. What do you mean? A link with my mother. What do you mean?
What are you getting at? What act of violence?
We found Elizabeth Adams' body in her room. She was brutally murdered, stabbed several times. I'll get straight to the point, Louis. According to the initial elements at my disposal, you were the last person to see her alive.
Yes, last night we, Do you suspect me?
I want you to tell me everything that happened last night and leave nothing out.
She tried to
Tell
get me
me.
drunk and I left.
How did the evening begin?
Well,
Duchess Hillsborough and I were returning to our rooms when Elizabeth came up to us. She was in a state of panic and insisted that she needed to speak to me. She said she feared for her life. I took my leave of the Duchess and followed Elizabeth to her room.
Continue.
She insisted we have a drink, without which she refused to confide anything.
What exactly did she want to speak about?
Pretty sure she said something about she thought she'd seen my mother, but what you decide? I don't remember too well. Yeah.
She claimed she saw my mother the previous evening on the cliff, if I remember correctly.
Interesting. I will send someone as soon as possible. But do go on.
I refused to go on drinking with her. She already seemed drunk and her conversation became confused. So, then she ordered me to get out. If only I'd stayed.
Don't blame yourself, Louis. How could you have known? But thank you for this new information. Louis, I shan't hide the
you wanna
fact
know what
that
happened
this
with me
tragedy puts me in a
when I
very
played this?
delicate situation. I cannot risk upsetting the smooth operation of our next conference. But the case cannot remain unaddressed. I must reassure my guests, and justice will be done.
I
For
did.
that to happen, I
Yes.
must ask for your help.
Why is that?
You met Elizabeth. You spoke together, I believe. She trusted you. Listen, Louis. Find out who could have committed this murder. I refuse to believe that one of my guests is the murderer. I want to know
And
who
then?
is responsible for this. And I trust you. You have my backing. You must stop at nothing. Can I count on you?
Of course. How would you like me to proceed?
Maybe you could start by going to the scene of the crime. Elizabeth was attacked in her room.
I'm a detective. Yeah, in mine, I got stabbed. I woke up in my bed, and she had fled the island. And somebody came in and was like, "Where is she?" And he's like, "I don't know. I told her to leave. She probably left." They were like, "Oh, that makes sense. There is a boat missing." What are we doing? Any details?
Can you tell me anything else about what happened?
Now, Louis, I wouldn't want to influence you. Get over there and form your own opinion.
Do you have any suspects in mind, my lord?
I spent most
you.
of the night talking with Sir Gregory and His Eminence Piaggi. So I think you can remove them from the list of suspects. Monsieur Bonaparte and President Washington left the party after midnight, I believe. They were tired and went up to bed.
Oh man, better not have been Mr. Washington.
Right. I'll get over there immediately.
Thank you, Louis. Now, once you've finished, come back and let me know your findings. I'll be waiting. And Louis, you've got permission to search through the guests' rooms. They've all been notified and they agree.
I love that there's a big hole in the middle of nothing here. So this is the most amazing design decision I've ever seen. You come up the stairs, you're not paying attention, and you just fall down this hole. Just like that.
A cache.
Liam McGuire. 27 years old, 6 kids.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Oh, you want to take a completely random guess? It's a 4-letter word. We have 0 clues. We can come back to this later. What you think about it? NARS?
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Not an option. We're not gonna sit here and guess for like an hour. Maybe when we have some clues.
Your Eminence, I imagine that you've heard the news about Miss Adams.
What a tragedy, my son. How could such a thing have happened?
That's exactly what I'm trying to find out. Did you notice anything out of the ordinary last night?
I saw the young French soldier, Bonaparte, I believe, hanging around near Miss Adams' room. But I would not want to get an innocent man into trouble, Louis. It's probably nothing.
Anything else? Clicking anything else?
But if I were you, my son, I would talk to Monsieur Peru. You remember how violently he set upon Miss Adams.
Oh, don't worry. He's on the list of suspects.
Yo, no sense of style. Key item.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub, the worm before it's attained its final form? Charming.
Justice for the cannons. Let's see. I didn't have to do any of this. Like I said, they I was just like, she left the island, and they're like, okay.
Monsieur Johann van Volna.
This is Washington's room up here, I think. No, she like literally left. Yo, Iceball, how's it going?
Good day, Monsieur de Richet.
Mr. Volner.
She took one of the
Are you
boats and
looking
just
for anything
left.
in particular? Next to Elizabeth's room?
No, nothing special.
Yo, thank you. Y'all are doing really good. My vote is on this one. Dodgy? We got 2 votes for Dodgy.
I'd have thought this is not really the shortest way to get to your suite.
Yes, I wasn't really looking where I was going. I shall leave you now, sir. I will return to my room.
Sure you don't want to go talk to George Washington? Let's talk to Napoleon first. Cardinal. That's my room. Godoy? Who the heck is Godoy? Have you met whoever this guy is? I think we should talk to him second. Do you want to talk to him first? Second? Okay. Which one of these is heckin' Napoleon's room? I see.
Monsieur Napoleon Bonaparte.
Just gonna take all your stuff.
The Prince by Machiavelli. A perfect read for anyone with a surfeit of ambition. That might come in handy.
I'll just take this.
Hannibal crossing the Alps. Another military success. Why do I get nothing but visions of horror in my room? And he gets victory after victory?
That's true. My room was filled with, that's something I already have. Full up on honey.
The Battle of Alexander at Issus, or how Alexander the Great triumphed over King Darius.
Take his hat.
Yet another one.
Right in front of me.
Bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier.
But what French soldier could that be?
Bicorn decorated with a cockade. It must belong to a French soldier. My dearest son, I'm writing to implore you to act quickly. The situation is rapidly worsening here. Paoli continues to steer our motherland, Corsica, toward open warfare between France and England. His men are everywhere. We are obliged to go into hiding and are unable to remain in the same place for more than 2 days. I wouldn't be surprised if they targeted us soon. Make haste, my son. You hold our destiny in your hands. Your loving mother, Maria Letizia Bonaparte.
I see.
It's a beautiful weapon. A lovely damask blade. It's marked with the initials of the manufacturer in Versailles.
Steal more of his stuff.
Amber.
Amber. I love Amber. Just kidding, I hate Amber. She's the worst Genshin Impact character.
There's just one holster in Bonaparte's gear, and the pistol is missing. On the other hand, his cleaning equipment is in mint condition. That's typical of the soldier in him.
That was Holmes that burned the piece. Holmes took it and threw it in the fire. Yo, Delita, how's it going?
My dear Napoleon, as previously agreed, I would like to ask you to join us in January on my island to participate in the High Society meeting organized for the occasion. We shall be able to continue our discussion about our project for a new order for France. I have a proposition to make to you concerning your wish to put a strong leader at the head of France. I trust you to be discreet as to your coming. See you soon. Lord William Mortimer.
G-dubs. Oh, let me go outside. Alright, Mr. Bonaparte. Whoa. What do we have here?
Carmelite water. They say that if you drink this, it gives you a real boost.
Hello.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
question him. We've seen Larrikin.
Someone saw you not far from the victim's room. Can you tell me what you were doing exactly, please?
I can tell you that someone is an idiot. I wanted to warn her to be careful. You see, on the night of my arrival, I saw someone leaving her room in haste.
That was
and
me.
I wanted to speak to
It
her
was
to
me.
warn her. Unfortunately, the young lady slipped through my fingers each time. Now I know why. She had every reason to be worried. What an idiot I was not to insist. I could have helped her.
Remember when we inspected her room? He's talking about me. Is he sincere?
I've been studying him for a while now, and I don't think he was lying. Yet, I'm surprised how easy it was for me to read him. It must surely be his military side. I wish they all could be like that. My investigation would be finished already. Did you hear about young Elizabeth?
Indeed, it is deeply regrettable.
Lord Mortimer asked me to...
I know. You no doubt want to know my alibi. I spent the night downstairs playing cards.
Mm-hmm. With who? Who with? I was thinking this one. Because he doesn't seem like he's lying.
Can you tell me who was present at the game, please?
Well, there were Lord Mortimer, President Washington, and Sir Gregory.
Thank you.
Ah, and His Eminence Piaget as well. Excuse me, I nearly forgot him. Poor soul.
Thinking this one.
Did any of you leave during the game?
Not that I know of, monsieur. I didn't exactly spend my time noting the other guests' comings and goings, but I don't think so.
Thank you.
Alright, which one? All of them? Keep going? Or leave?
What time did the game end?
I can't say exactly. As for me, I must have stayed until midnight. I was exhausted, couldn't think straight, so I preferred to go up to bed.
Couldn't
On your way
think
up to
straight.
bed, did you notice anything out of the ordinary?
No, not in the least. The whole manor was sound asleep.
Not really. No.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice anything unusual during the evening?
Nothing at all, except the luck of the devil of Lord Mortimer and Sir Gregory at cards.
Did they win much?
Oh la la, monsieur, they cleaned us out more like. But I plan on getting it all back before we leave. Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers.
How's it going there?
Good day.
Way back in the day, I used to help some of my friends cheat at cards. Nobody suspected me of anything, so they would let me be the dealer. I'm like, okay, you guys do realize I was a magician for a while. You're gonna be our winner for the rest of the night. So we're going to George Washington? I feel like I'm yelling. Are we going to see George Washington? Okay. Metal Combat. Wait, is that... Hold on. Is Metal Combat a Super Nintendo game? Have I played that game? Wait, hold on. There's a Super Nintendo game I can never... Oh, Super Scope? Yeah, I never played it. There's a Super Nintendo game with robots that I can never remember the name of, that I played a ton of when I was a kid. And it's like, it's got its own single player thing, but you can also do a multiplayer thing, like a versus mode with robots. There is a spider one that you get, like, you can climb on the ceilings and stuff. I remember thinking it was really cool when I was a kid. Might have been Metal Warriors. Alright, GW. Did I pass up your rim? I ran right past your rim. Alright, GW. Time to inspect his room. Steal everything in here. Do I steal everything in his room? I'll let you all decide. Do not steal all his stuff. Can I steal any of his stuff? There's a book here. We can learn all about him if we read his books. I'll learn his immunities, his things he loves, the things he hates. We can either learn all about him through talking to him and failing, or we can do a little bit of research first. Last chance. Do some research. Go all in. Talk first, alright.
Greetings, Louis.
Mr. President, you can guess why I'm here.
Of course.
Lord Mortimer has sent me to ask you a few questions about last night.
The box.
It's... How am I going to tell Elizabeth's father that she's dead?
I know, Mr. President. I shall endeavor to find out the truth about this tragedy. I must ask you to help me, though. Please.
Find the degenerate pig who did this, Louis.
Was it you? Ooh. Are you sure?
Are you all right, Mr. President? Are you feeling all right?
Oh, don't worry. It's this rotten toothache.
What?
What do you expect? I'm no spring chicken now.
You still have teeth? It's like the most random thing.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
Oh, you know what? It might have been George Washington that came out of her
I'll
room.
be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't
Because
have known
he
that her
also
days
checked her
were
room
numbered.
out. Did the text glitch out? Probably.
Tell me, Mr. President, had you spoken to Elizabeth since your arrival? You know her father. You thought she was dead.
No, I didn't. And I believe I'll be taking my remorse with me to my grave. I wanted to, but I didn't know where to begin.
You can't blame yourself. You couldn't have known that her days were numbered.
There you go. Oh, we can't. It's etiquette locked. We don't have level 2 etiquette.
Do you know why she came to the island?
To get help, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right?
Indeed. Sir Gregory suggested to her father that he introduce her to Lord Mortimer to see if he could help her.
Looks like a king? King me.
Yes, Lord Mortimer has a talent for healing, apparently. I'm not surprised Sir Gregory advised her to come.
Agreed. Do you know if she had any enemies, Mr. President?
Not that I know of. I heard about
his
her
mother.
altercation with Mr. Peru, but that case was closed, if I'm not mistaken. But if in doubt, I wouldn't leave any door unopened, and I'd go and question your fellow countrymen.
Don't worry. Countryman or not, I'm not letting anybody slip through the cracks.
Hmm.
I shan't keep you any longer, Mr. President.
Feel free, Louis. If there's anything I can do, just ask.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All right. we go through his stuff. We go through his stuff, or do we leave? Feel like our work here is done. Alrighty. So where to next? We have many options. Go ham on everyone else. But who first? Maybe the girl? The girl that was with us? Okay. I forgot her name too. Emily? I think it's Emily. Is this a room? No. Dang, what's the question? Oh, Fire Emblem. Alright, now what do we do? Do we investigate her room? Where is Chaos? You doing alright? Has he been sucked into the Saga Frontier? Every nook and cranny.
Tending children at the orphanage in Harlem. I find it a little hard to understand this painting choice.
I do.
King George III in coronation robes. Nice touch for the room of an English duchess.
I'll take this book.
Grammar of Port-Royal. Ah, the artistry of the French language and all its splendor. Whoever masters French commands the world. At least une partie of it.
Une partie. What?
Dear E, I received your last letter. Unfortunately, the Crown informed the Golden Order that our mission should under no circumstances hamper Sir Gregory's plans.
Gregory home?
Decidedly, they have support from the highest level in Buckingham Palace. So here we both are, hands and feet tied, and little room to maneuver. Keep me abreast of events. Our mission is becoming more complicated. Yours, E. T.S. The French chapter of the Order doesn't appear to know anything about the arrival of our friend Sarah. I therefore cannot comment on it. However, my guess is that she has come here for personal reasons.
Her voice actress sounds like some sort of narrator.
The Lady's Waldegrave by Reynolds. Painted upon the request of the Waldegrave family, in an effort to find them a husband. Displayed like meat. It's disgusting.
A letter from William Pitt the Younger, addressed to Emily. He's the present Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Emily has indeed some powerful backers.
Madam,
whoa.
Thank you for consoling the Queen. The King's situation is worsening, but I wager he'll recover from this present fit. Next time you speak with Her Majesty the Queen, would you please be so kind as to ask her to look into my petition to raise taxes with the King? I will personally see to it that our nation will recover from this impasse. But King George's mental situation is slowing down our decision-taking. Thank you in advance for all your help. William Pitt,
Prime Minister of the United Kingdom of Great Britain.
Duchess, you can inform King George of the Holy Father's backing. I sound just like him, don't I? Blah, 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 blah.
2 coils circle the lock.
I don't think I have a key. You know, it'd be sweet if we had subterfuge.
Queen Charlotte. All the royal family of England is there from what I can tell. A letter from William Pitt the Elder addressed to Emily.
William
He
Pitt?
was the English Prime Minister.
Bill
This letter
Pitt?
dates from 15 years ago.
Why would you
Madam,
carry around a 15-year-old
I shall
letter?
never thank you enough for all your care and attention. I shall be indebted to you until my last breath. If you have any request of me, you only need ask. With regards to my son William, I shall never thank you enough for looking after him. You know the latter's preferences, and you will understand he needs you desperately. For that, and as agreed with Queen Charlotte, our friend Duke Hillsborough will carry out his task and meet with you within 6 months. From then on, you'll be free from want. Yours sincerely, William Pitt, Count of Chatham.
A devil's thorn, to be used to uncover the best disguised traits.
Devil's Thorn. Hello, Emily.
What can I do for you, Louis?
I've come to see you about last night's tragedy. Did you hear anything about what happened to Elizabeth?
Yes, we all did. Rumors spread quickly, you know. How awful. I didn't know her well, but I hope at least the poor thing didn't suffer too much.
She was stabbed 9 times. And I did it 9 times. Interesting to note, like every single time we've had some sort of like extra option for stuff, it's always been a cost of 0 practically. Just because of detective work, I guess.
Elizabeth was stabbed 9 times.
Unless it's etiquette.
No doubt
We
she
can't do it
suffered
all.
greatly.
9 times?
9
what
times.
monster is capable of such a horrible thing? Do you know what happened exactly?
In fact, Lord Mortimer has asked me to look into this case, Emily.
Really? Are you Lord Mortimer's snoop now?
Uh-oh.
I'm doing it for Elizabeth, not to please Mortimer.
Good for you. Quite right, too. Have you found out anything?
I don't have diversion. Jinxed myself. She was with me.
I'm now interviewing all the guests to establish the alibis for each person. Just so that I can cross you off the list of suspects, can you tell me what you were
I
doing?
mean, she was with
on
me
the night of
before the
murder?
murder. I
Am
mean, she
I
wasn't with
given
me
to
after the
understand that
murder.
I'm on the list of suspects?
Don't take it the wrong way, but I must consider every possibility.
Well, if you absolutely wanted to be sure of my activities that evening, you only had to join me, you know.
I know it, especially since I couldn't prevent the murder, even though I spent part of the evening with Elizabeth.
You're sure it's not too hard to bear for you?
The fact is, I don't have a choice. But I will find the murderer. I owe Elizabeth that, at least.
Relationship with Elizabeth?
Did you and Elizabeth get to know each other?
I must admit, Louis, I didn't take much interest in her. I feel a bit guilty about it, but I never actually spoke to her. She seemed burdened by her problems, and as she wasn't invited to the conference, I didn't really seek her out.
I hear you were in discussions with the Holy See.
Oh, either His Eminence can't keep his tongue from wagging, or you've been poking your nose where you shouldn't, sir.
Even so, Emily, you're raising a royalist army. That's no small matter.
And you are straying from the subject. Is there anything else you wanted to ask me?
I think we pissed her off.
I won't keep you, Emily. Thank you.
Well, I mean,
for
we were
answering my
going through her
questions.
stuff.
See you, Louis.
An option probably only showed up because we read the letter. So you gotta watch out. Even little things. What? Who in the heck? Even little things. Ooh, amber.
Amber crystals.
They come up every now and then. You're like, ooh, I shouldn't have done that. Alright, who are we going to next? Peru? Do I have that? Peru. It's Napoleon. Also not Napoleon.
So Jacques Peru?
This is the guy that punched her. We already went to Napoleon. I think. Did we go to Napoleon? Or we went to Napoleon like first. Hello. Cutscene.
What do you want from me, de Richet?
Greetings. It's fallen to me
Cut
that...
the crap! Get to the point. We both know why you're here.
And have you got anything to tell me?
He's British.
What does it matter? It's too late anyway.
Wait,
Do
no,
what
he's
you have
French.
to do and get out.
I don't know where he's from. What are we doing?
It's never too late, sir. If you have something to say, now is the time.
You don't understand. Everything's already written. It's over.
Why is he behaving like the perfect culprit? What is it that's already written? I'm not sure I follow you.
No, you don't.
Now what do we do?
A pattern with 4 circles. The Massacre of the Innocents by Rubens. A bit gloomy. Guess my room is not that bad.
I just want to say for the record, it's really difficult for me not to say like certain things and unintentionally give hints towards other things. Add my own 2 cents into what's going on.
The Massacre of the Innocents, but by Van Harlem. I think that Mortimer likes to play mind games with his guests.
I don't know if we shall meet again. At this point in time, I am a prisoner, snared by my own decisions. You must be protected. A future is lost without you, and still be saved. No matter how much bitterness you hold against me, you must know that I made a pact with the devil who I thought I could master. I thought I knew the monsters, but what I did for France is nothing compared to what they are capable of doing. Now I can't see a way out. Jaws are closing upon me. I love you now and forever. Made a deal with the devil. Who wrote this letter? Girl was possessed and someone stabbed her because of it. Interesting. Interesting. Who could have stabbed her? Or circle-shaped key.
Dear friend, please come and join us. We must meet about the ongoing operations in Paris. A boat will be waiting for you in Calais and will take you to Dover in England. From there, a carriage will take you to the port of Tintagel, where a frigate will be waiting for you and other guests, so you can meet up with me on my island as quickly as possible. I await your arrival. Lord William Mortimer.
Everyone sounds like a narrator. This image of someone being stabbed.
Records of the police. Notes intended for the police lieutenant of Paris.
It's a list of people under surveillance in Paris, and there's some well-known names on it. This is valuable information. This shouldn't be lying around.
I'll just keep this then. So, real quick. We have this key now. However, this key can also be used in other boxes that have the exact same symbol on them. So do you want to use this key now? Or try and save it for later? One vote for now and one for saving. I also vote to save the key. He's boring. Gonna keep my mouth shut. He's not Napoleon, I see. Breaks in the lock. Alright, so we're ready to talk to this guy then?
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions.
Go ham on all. Start with this one.
I'd like to talk about the letter you're writing. What woman is it addressed to?
Who says it's a woman? I'm not saying any more. There's no point you insisting.
Oh.
All right. Have you finished?
Not quite. I'd like you to answer a few questions. Let's get right to it. Are you Elizabeth Adams' murderer?
Don't.
That is for you to prove, if I'm not mistaken, boy. You weren't expecting me to do all the legwork for you, were you? Lazy man.
Goodbye, sir. We shall meet again.
Probably.
Probably. Bloop. Alright, so we're done here. Guy with all the pictures of someone stabbing someone. Where are we going to next? Lazy? What do you mean? GW, Peru. Von Wallner was not there, but we already talked to him. We haven't been in his room, I don't think, though. We haven't talked to Biaggi, but he's, according to Mortimer, he was with him. I mean, we can still go inspect Biaggi and Wallner's rooms. Or we can go back to Lord Mortimer. We can just go straight back. Have we solved the case? Mortimer last? Wallner then Biaggi. Yeah, everyone says that he was at the card game. I think I'm going the wrong way. This is Biaggi's room. No, wait, this is Wallner's room. But I think I tried to enter this room earlier and I couldn't. Or I think I walked by it. Marble. Alright. This guy shouldn't be here because we saw him in the hall. So you want to go in here and just steal all of his stuff? Oh, he is in here. Alright, do we talk to him first or steal all his stuff? Or what do you want to do? Steal all of it? Go through all his stuff?
The signs of obscurantism.
Swear. You know any of those? You recognize any of these? Alright, I'm gonna be... I hate to do it. But remember this. You will regret not remembering that.
The Sorrows of Young Werther. There's a handwritten text signed by von Werner on this first page.
How's it
Dear
going, Nicholas?
Elizabeth, I know that this book is but a small token compared to the delightful
Elizabeth?
moments you gave me, but I hope that this will nonetheless keep the memory alive. Your ever obedient servant. So, Volner had a relationship with Elizabeth. That's hardly surprising given his fondness for the occult.
Good thing we searched first.
Golden elixir. A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol. A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
So far, it's pretty fun. I like it. I mean, it's a choose your own adventure game. I like choose your own adventure games. What are we trying, fam? All I'm saying is we literally just saw the 4-letter word zinc circled on a sheet of paper right here.
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Maybe Z. Maybe an I. Not sure about this. Ions. Nah, not ions. God, a 4-letter word. Haven't seen any of those.
The alchemist is a young man.
How much you played? We finished chapter 1.
Amber crystals.
Amber.
The alchemist is an old man.
We finished the whole, like, this game it was released in 5 episodes. We finished episode 1. So we're 1/5 of the way through. I see, Mooglix. Alright, anything else, or do we talk to the guy? No, they asked if this game was fun, and then how much have I played. Can I pick Jorf? On this?
A chest locked with a 4-letter code. Surely a word close to the owner's heart.
Yeah, I don't think Dwarf is in there. Zinc, you say? Wow, where'd you get that one from? Oh. Mysterious notes. Is that this guy? Where did I get? Where are our inventory? Oh, I guess maybe mysterious notes is an item. Mysterious notes. Oh, I don't know what they are. It's obviously Ohio. Alright, are we good to talk? Is it time? Dana Zing.
What can I do for you, de Richet?
Monsieur,
Grill him.
Lord Mortimer has appointed me to investigate the tragedy that befell us last night.
Oh, yes. It's horrible. Yes. How can I help, monsieur?
Where were you? I know. Which one do we go with? Alright, chat. I just flew in from Baltimore, and boy, are my suction cups tired. Start soft, then go ham. I got 1 vote for leave, and 1 vote for soft. Start strong. I'm also, this is the one I want. I think we just go all in. Just throw all our chips in. All in, yeehaw.
Sorry for asking, but did you know Miss Adams?
Oh, she... not really, to tell the truth. No.
What?
I
You're a
found
liar.
a Werther dedication, signed by your hand, monsieur. Would you like to change your version now?
Be careful, de Richet. Don't push your luck. My relationship with Miss Adams was pure, and has nothing to do with you.
Pure, you
Continue
say?
playing the detective as you see fit. But if I find the bastard who did that to Elizabeth, I will...
Yes! I would have preferred a simple response, but I see I have my answer now.
Dang, I don't have conviction. Did he murder her?
Exactly how long had you been seeing her?
I have no reason to answer you.
I see. Is that what you want me to tell Lord Mortimer when he asks what I found out?
It's only been a few weeks.
I get the impression that your romance was over. Am I right?
So? What does it matter to you? I would never have attacked her, if that's what you're insinuating.
Who put an end to the relationship? You or her?
It was her. It was her. But what does that matter? We both agreed.
It was like, look, you're crazy. Too bad we can't do these other ones.
Where were you last night?
In my room. I read a few ancient manuscripts before going to bed. But I didn't stay up long. I was tired.
Thank you kindly. We finished. I'll have a look around and then take my leave.
Do whatever you have to do.
Alright, where are we going now? Where to next? Yaji? Is that what she said? Piaggi. Which is this way. Have I checked over here for anything? Yeah. What's that you say? Back to George Washington's room? Just kidding, that's Elizabeth's room. Hey, we haven't checked Elizabeth's room. Do we want to check Elizabeth's room now? We want to go to Piaggi's room. We also just go straight to Mortimer. We got one vote from Piaggi. I think this is his room. There. Oh, it's locked. Bump, bump, down. Leave the island. I got one vote for leave the island.
Cardinal Piaggi.
Oh, I saw a thing. Why isn't bump bump down on the soundboard? So I'm lazy and haven't added it. Instead I added...
Whoa, wait a minute.
I can't leave the island. It won't let me go downstairs. Claude was too busy typing. Type out the answer. Alright, where are we going? Elizabeth's room? Scene of the crime. Where am I? Peru, Bonaparte, Hillsborough, Washington, Adams. Is this our room? I passed her room on my way here. Why is it not marked on my map? Peru, Bonaparte. Is this her room? Oh, wait. We passed it on the way in here. This is Peru's room. Oh, wait. What did it say? Adam's room? Oh, here it is. Yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. Here we are. Our last name was Adams. The scene of the crime. The murderer always comes back to the scene of the crime. It was me. Oh, they just left her body here. She was stabbed 9 times. All right. Hello. How long have you been there?
Has Sam finished with this room?
Who made such a mess?
Do you know who could have made such a mess of this room?
Miss Adams, sir. We were given orders to leave the room as it was, so as not to rush her.
Did she have a fight with someone to get the room into this state?
Not that I know of, sir. Miss Adams would sometimes throw a tantrum, during which she would destroy anything that came to hand. Lord Mortimer told us not to enter the room.
Thanks for that information.
You are welcome, sir. Has Sam finished with this room?
No, I haven't gone over everything yet.
Sir may take his time when Sir would like to leave.
Nerf's waiting for her. It's 500 channel points. Prices have gone up from free to 500.
My dear Elizabeth, I'm writing to inform you of some unfortunate news. We won't be able to meet as planned on the first Sunday of May. I've been told that you're no better, and unfortunately, your brothers and I are absolutely snowed under by the work required to govern this new country.
Wow!
Please excuse us. As soon as we can get free, even if it's just for a day, I promise we shall come and see you. Your loving father, John Adams. P.S. Don't hold it against your mother. She still isn't ready. Please don't judge her.
I think we read
I'm
this
sure
the first time I was
you'll
here.
be able to put all of this behind you one day.
I think we read that the first time I was here. What is this?
The clock stopped at 3:54. If it was smashed during the murder,
3:54.
then I've just established the time of the crime. A notebook, written in Elizabeth's handwriting. It is written in a mix of several languages. Not too easy to work out.
I don't have any of these things. Can't change my books, can I?
June 11th, 1791. My dear Elizabeth, your last letter gave me much cause for concern. Your words were so cold.
We read this one before, too.
As if emotions no longer matter to you.
Emotions
Father
no
meant-
longer... Yes, whatever. We read that earlier. Did we read
August
this
24th,
earlier?
1792. Elizabeth, I am driven to despair and doubt there is any point in writing to you. I'm not even sure you'll receive my letters. Father controls my correspondence more and more. I am certain he filters our exchanges. Thankfully, one of the chambermaids is able to help me get my letters to you. But they still remain unanswered. I often think about you and pray every day to be able to hold you tight. We have so much time to make up. I beg you, answer me, please. Your loving sister, Abigail. P.S. That horrible woman
You want to
came
know,
again
Nurm?
yesterday. She spent a long time speaking with Father. I didn't understand everything because they spoke in French, but I'm sure they were talking about you.
In French, you say? Or... Five circle-shaped key. A gun! Was not Radiant Historia.
A pistol?
Radiata
Fairly new,
story.
I'd say. And judging by the weight of it, fairly light.
I'm not wearing gloves. This is the perfect stabbing weapon. Check all three. Leave. All three.
A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France.
Napoleon was missing a gun now that you mention it.
There's a few dried traces of blood on the grip. Difficult to know for sure how they got there. It's extremely well maintained. The barrel is perfectly clean. It isn't loaded, and well, there's no traces of gunshot residue. I'd conclude that it hasn't been used recently. A tribute engraved on the barrel. To the liberators of France. Right. I shall have to find its owner. Piece of fabric. High quality at that. I'd say it's silk. Going by the texture and the gray hue, it must come from a dress, that kind that women of quality wear. Color doesn't correspond to Emily's black outfits, and Elizabeth doesn't have anything quite like this in her wardrobe. Let's take a closer look. It's a little dirty. It must come from the bottom of the dress where it touches the ground. I recognize that moire pattern. It's the same as the travel dress my mother was wearing when she left. But why the hell
Lodimi
did she come
Chowney is
into this
correct.
room?
Her mother, his mother. dare say it?
A pentagram? What the hell's been going on here?
I mean, it was here when the first time.
I wonder if Elizabeth's death has anything at all to do with this pentagram. If a ritual went wrong and degenerated, Elizabeth would probably have been killed in the center of the pentagram, not 3 meters from here. That's strange. Vials of laudanum.
Take a look or leave? Take a look.
The label shows that this laudanum comes straight from America. I wonder
Everything.
if Washington's involved.
Take a drink. How did blood get up here?
Blood spatter indicates that the murder must have held Elizabeth
Whoa!
attack.
Everyone
Even
thinks we
if
should
Elizabeth
leave through the
wasn't very
butt.
big,
Let's
Hold
search
on.
for the
Wouldn't
butt,
put up a struggle.
Sharia. It's the
It
only
takes
way.
tremendous strength to overpower someone like
Alright, thank you. Alright, hold up. Yo, thank you. No sense of style. The 10 gift subs. And welcome everyone to the compound. Hey, I know most of these people. Nerm tried to unsubscribe earlier, but he's back. 10 times the compound. Yeah, I turned it off because we're not going to listen to all 10 of those.
Found him? We're searching the compound as we speak, sir.
Oh, man. Oh, God. What an absolute unit. Dang, no sense of style. Thank you. 50 tier 1 subs. After the 10? Is that 60? That is a lot. Dang. Oh no. I think No Sense might be drunk. Or they just won the lottery. I don't know. Are you okay, No Sense of Style? Are you there? Speak to me, buddy. See your Twitter for a little more info. Oh boy. I see. Thank you. Yo, thank you. Everyone, welcome to the compound. And congratulations. Welcome to trivia. Yo, welcome chaos. So we're investigating to everyone just came out of the woodwork. We're investigating a murder of Elizabeth Adams. She was stabbed 9 times. We don't know who it was yet. We've been given a lot of clues. Dang. Well, thank you once again, No Sense of Style. Thank you, thank you. Sorry I didn't let the search for the butt play 100 and however many times. You'd be here for the next like hour searching for the butt. But thank you. 109 butts were not played. No riding. Well, thank you, thank you. Definitely appreciate it. For 1 butt. I mean, if No Sense really wants to hear it play 109 more times, I mean, I guess I could. But I honestly don't. Sharia, listen. I'll let it play 1 time. I'll let it play 1 time. Who are we picking? Hold on. We'll let it play 1 time. For... Might still be going. Hold on. Oh, no, it's not. For Golden.
Sharia, listen. Everyone thinks we should leave through the butt. Let's search for the butt, Sharia. It's the only way.
It's the only way. That was Golden's that I replayed. Shout outs to Golden. Alright, whew. Back to solving this murder mystery. What question did we... Somebody asked a question. Those related to the... Actually related to the game. We have searched every nook and cranny. We are ready to search the body. Oh, that's because I have Hype Train turned off, Miglix. You can turn it on and off. I don't know how it works. I didn't want it to get annoying. So it's been off since it was originally added in. Alright. So before we search the body... That's why you never hype. Exactly. Somehow, you've dodged the sub bomb. Was there a body discovery announcement? No. I've never played Danganronpa, but I assume that's what you mean. Yeah, we were convicted of the crime, but the guy knows it wasn't us, so he put us in charge of figuring it out. She was stabbed. What we know so far. Somebody in chat can tell what we know so far. Because I know more than what we know so far. But essentially she was stabbed 9 times by somebody. We have returned to the scene of the crime. Here's the knife. Analyze. The blade, the handle. Stand aside. What are we doing?
The handprint on the handle is really small. I can't imagine a man with a hand that size. It must be from a woman's hand.
Did you know?
Knocked over bottle of wine.
Smell or leave? Big smell. What? We're toxicated. Or consumable items. Oh, that's if you get,
Same thing Elizabeth served me last night. Still just as disgusting.
Blech.
I don't know what's happened to this wine, but it's undrinkable.
Thank you, no sense. Look forward to hearing your message. Reading your message. Hold on. Game between two or more streamers. Alright. Do we cure ourselves of this? Do we cure ourselves of intoxication? Or do we keep going? Bloop.
Poor girl bled to death.
It wasn't the stabbing, it was the bleeding.
Whoever left that footprint has boats for feet. That's at least a size 15. Where's a size like that here? Peru? Washington, maybe.
Ugh. Somebody with small hands, missing gun, and giant feet. Small hands, giant feet. It was Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse did it. It's Krusty the Clown. I don't know that I know that person, isn't. Send me, just message me on Discord some links to people, links to people's streams. Alright, what are we examining? Examine it all. Small person on a big person's shoulders. You know. Maybe somebody was holding a small person.
There are numerous marks on the body. She must have fought like a lion. It couldn't have happened without a lot of noise. There are also a number of old scars. Scarring, ugh. Scarring isn't very regular, but they're mostly from old cuts. People who scar themselves in this way generally do so to relieve some kind of psychological suffering. By trying to master the pain, they establish their self-control.
We don't have any of these things.
I count no fewer than 9 wounds on the thorax, with a lot of blood.
Dang.
At first sight, I'd say that's what caused her death.
She was stabbed to death.
It looks as though the wounds were inflicted from a precise angle. As if the murderer was standing behind Elizabeth.
What?
Some of these tattoos are veritable works of... What's that? The skin between her breasts is different. Bloody hell! This tattoo was drawn on a page of leather and stitched onto her skin.
What?
Probably during childhood. If the scars are anything to go by. It's the same kind of tattoo as on the rest of her
That sounds
body.
wild. Imagine having piece of leather like engraved into your skin. Or whatever. And sewn into your skin? I don't know. That sounds gross. Are you saying our mother has giant feet and small hands?
I see no sign of bruising on the skull. The only clue is a scar from a previous craniectomy. Poor Elizabeth, she must have been very young when she went through all that.
Colonel Mustard with
That's
candlestick.
torture.
He
She also
stabbed her
has
9
old
times
scars
with
around
a
the neck.
candlestick?
Maybe mutilations. She bled from the nose.
She bled from a lot of places.
There's signs of bleeding, but I don't see any traces of bruising. What a strange smell.
Does it smell like alcohol? Oh, don't have these.
No wounds, but blood on the right hand.
Tower
Nothing on the
wearing
left
pair of clown
except
shoes.
that tattooed symbol.
Claudia.
No marks or bruising around the wrists. It doesn't look like she was tied up or held by force. Blood, but no trace of blows on the legs. More tattoos, similar to those on the rest of her body. The direction of the blood streaks caused by the wounds to the thorax show that she was standing when she lost blood. This proves that she was standing when she was assassinated.
Are these being written down? Nope.
Possibly held by
Hope you remembered all this.
Something.
Alright, we've checked everything. Are we done here? I think we've checked everything. Everybody okay with we leaving? We leaving? Us leaving? There's nothing else here.
Has Sir finished with this room?
I know enough now. Thank you.
Very well, sir. Sir may return whenever need be. I shall guard the door.
Alright, so now we're going back to Napoleon's room. I see. Confront Napoleon about the gun. Where am I? Peru? So now we go back to Napoleon. Somebody said, Delita said we ask him about the gun.
Monsieur de Richet, please be quick. We are both very busy.
Does he own a pistol?
As any good soldier would, I imagine you own a firearm. May I see it?
Oh, well, if you really want to, here is my pistol. Don't worry, it is not loaded.
Do you have several of these?
In Corsica, oui, but not on me when I am traveling. Only a bandit would carry such an arsenal.
Thank you.
Alright, so he still has his gun. He showed it to us. Graphics are missing though. He still has his gun.
Well, have we finished, monsieur?
Exactly. Thanks again for all your answers. Good day.
So where to next? Inspect his shoes. He has the average size looking shoes. Maybe he owns some clown shoes. Emily, dead girl, our mother. Did we... I'll leave it up to you guys. How bad? Oh, that, yeah. We're in episode 2, Mooglix. We haven't done anything. Let's not ask questions like that. I think we've investigated everyone. We've been in all the rooms, except for these two, which I'm not really sure. Oh, this one is, these are, we can't go here yet. This one is locked. It's a mysterious French gun. Think back to chapter 1, or episode 1. Anything we learned in episode 1 that might help us out in episode 2? Stab murder was committed by a gun. It has no bullets, and it shows that it's had no use. Is this FF8? No. There is blood on it, yes. There was also a knife. Had a lot of blood on it. So where do we go now? My vote is we go back to Lord Mortimer. We have solved the mystery. I mean, I already solved the mystery. Leave the island. It won't let me leave yet. Nerm, that downstairs is closed. I can't go downstairs. Deep, 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 deep. Can't go down. Do these boots have holes in them? No. I don't think so.
I love mashed potatoes.
Does everyone agree? We go back to Lord Mortimer. Have you all solved the case? Jimmy learned how to say I hate mashed potatoes in Mandarin. last night or the night before. You haven't solved it. Alright, if you know the answer, I mean, don't participate. No hints. This requires consent. I will give you until I get back from the bathroom to think about. Jesus, is gonna go out there. I'll give you. You guys got some time to think about it while I go to the restroom. Hello. It was Wrinkleface. It's obviously not GW. Even though it could be. Sugo. I'm not gonna go check on Joe. Yeah, why did you choose this thing? Alright. I'm back. Do we wanna creep around, hold on, do we wanna creep around this guy's office or at all? Look how big his shoes are. You don't wanna creep around his office? With him right here? He was
I've
missing.
come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
All right.
Will you remind me of the facts we already know about?
Elizabeth Adams was killed last night, but Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night. As for Bonaparte and Washington,
how late at night?
They left us after midnight, both tired.
It was 3:34 a.m.
I'm sorry, my lord, but I don't have any evidence conclusive enough to allow me to name the culprit with certitude.
Oh, this might have been.
I see. Well, that's your decision, Louis, and I accept it. Given the distinguished guests and the sensitive political
that was our
issues
answer.
Involved at the conference, I trust you'll leave me to conclude the case in my own way.
Who all F4'd out of that? Who did that? I don't know. It might have saved. I don't think it did. Oh no, the game crashed.
I've come to speak about the findings of the investigation, my lord.
I'm listening, Louis.
Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. Alright, remind me of the facts.
Will you remind me of the facts we already know about?
Elizabeth Adams was killed last night, but Piaggi was with Holm and I until late at night. As for Bonaparte and Washington, they left us after midnight, both tired.
Alright.
I believe I've identified the murderer.
Really, Louis? All right then. Please think carefully before you give me your answer. This is a very, very serious accusation.
Mm-hmm. What have we got? One guy, not Piaggi. So you think it was a male guest? Claude and Claude and Jimmy. Claude and Jimmy have been here the whole time. So I'm gonna go with their answers. So they think it's one of the male guests. They think it's Waldner. So you guys are going with Waldner. Waiting on Jimmy.
It's Volner.
What proof do you have against him?
He has the look of a conspirator. What proof do we have? They had an affair? I mean, this is... You're expecting me to just tell him whatever and he'd be like, that's it.
Elizabeth and Volner had an affair right here, which came to an end. I haven't been able to determine who put an end to it, though.
What my guests do in their beds is no concern of mine. But I shall take note, as jealousy can indeed often lead to folly. Anything else?
Anything else? All of the above.
I found out that he was in love with Elizabeth. As the feeling wasn't mutual, he could have attacked her out of spite.
Without any proof of what Adams really thought, it's a weak motive. Anything else?
He did try to squeeze information out of me about Adams.
Just as any worthy guest would do. Have you anything else?
No, I think that's enough to accuse him.
It's a bit light, but I shall speak to Gregory about it and compare your findings with other information. Given the distinguished guests and the political issues involved at the conference, I trust you will leave me to conclude the case in my own way. Right. It's time we spoke
Are you sure?
about your mother.
A lot of these games are designed to make you doubt everything. In fact, that was one of the things about Life is Strange. No matter what you do in Life is Strange, it makes you feel. They try to make you feel guilty about it. Like, no matter what choice you make, they always try to make you feel really guilty about it. So they're gonna make you try and doubt yourself in this game. She isn't missing.
She isn't missing, you know.
What? What do you mean?
My mother has left traces in every nook and cranny of your island, my lord. She's definitely here. Now, what worries me most is why she doesn't show herself.
That doesn't make me feel any better, Louis.
What was the official reason why my mother came to your island?
I knew about your mother's activities and yours in the Golden Order. I thought we had everything to gain by working together.
You mean the canon deal with Monsieur Bonaparte?
Among others, yes. How did you hear about that?
Monsieur Bonaparte came to speak to me about it yesterday, during lunch.
I see. So impetuous. He was supposed to let me speak to you about it first. Our friend Napoleon desperately needed financial backing to properly equip his army. I took it upon myself to back him because I have a firm conviction that he can go far. Yet he told me that you had spoken and that you hadn't been able to reach an understanding.
That's putting it mildly. Monsieur Bonaparte is one of those guys who only understands people who think like he does.
Ah, I see what you mean. He is indeed rather inflexible when it comes to certain subjects. But I am still of the opinion that you can manage to get along.
We shall see. However, there's one thing that surprises me.
Alright, so, real quick, just out of curiosity. So, in my original playthrough, Elizabeth didn't die, she left the island, so I didn't have to do any investigation stuff. Are you curious at all about... I'm 100% certain that I solved the case. Would you like to hear my input? Or no, because you feel like I might, skew a few things? Because I also have knowledge beyond. It doesn't really help this, but... no skewing. Sounds good. Alright, so which one are we picking? Why hell?
Isn't Bonaparte a bit young to deserve so much attention?
Well, you come straight to the point. I like that. Indeed, if you knew just how much you remind me of him. Trust me, I'll wager that Monsieur Napoleon will soon prove himself. I'm working on it, at least. Once this deal was closed, I had big plans for Sarah.
Such as what?
You see, I've invited several influential figures on my island to present them with a project at the conference. It will be presented later today. I thought that the Golden Order had a role to play, and I still think so. I was hoping Sarah would be able to join us.
I see.
Indeed, If by chance your mother decided not to return to us before the conference, would you do me the great honor of attending? If only to follow the deliberations while waiting for her to duly take her seat.
Why not? We shall see.
Ah, thank you so much. In this way, you'll be able to keep your mother informed of what is said. There's something else I'd like to briefly go over. Earlier, you asked me the official reason for your mother's presence here. Is there an off-the-record reason why your mother came here?
No idea. Looking for a buyer for the book that we got in chapter 1. The prologue. Yeah. Did we lie to this guy, who could later on find out that we were lying to him? Or we saw at our mother, who could later on find out that we sold her out? I got 1 for sell her out. And 1 for never choose. What? Yeah, 1 for both. 1 for both. Never sell out family. She did stop me from getting slashed in the forehead. No idea. What do we got here? Hold on. No idea, no idea, no idea. It seems like we got no idea. Going with this one.
If only my mother trusted me, but she remained very mysterious. I'd have been delighted to answer your question.
Is this usual for her?
As head of the Order, secrets are her bread and butter, as you can imagine. That said, it's the first time she hasn't let me in on the reason for her trip. And it intrigues me, to tell you the truth.
Well, I'm sure that Sarah will explain everything once she reappears. There's something I still don't get. In your opinion, why would your mother remain in hiding over several weeks?
Maybe she's lost her mind. Might have discovered. Maybe she's wary. I saw discovered first. Are we doing first come, first serve, or are we taking a vote? Normally I just do whatever I see first in chat, but I feel like the last few we've been doing a vote. Votes. I got 2 for wary and 2 for discovered. Nobody once lost her mind. Discovered. 3 for discovered.
Maybe she found something out.
What do you mean?
My mother has a gift for investigating. If she had picked up a lead, nothing would have stopped her.
The only thing I can tell you is that Sarah had indeed changed. At the beginning of her stay here, we enjoyed spending time together, solving the world's problems.
Left or right? What did you speak about? Team right. 2 for team right. 3 for team right. 1 for team yes. Going once, going twice.
You seem to know my mother very well, my lord. What did you talk about together?
Oh, as soon as we had a little free time, we liked to share points of view about practically any subject. We would find ourselves embarked on interminable discussions that could go from Monsieur Blanchard's flight in a hot air balloon to the Treaty of Jassy, or the adoption of the metric system in France last year, or even Mr. Eli Whitney's invention in the United States.
I don't have these. Fascinating.
My mother must have undoubtedly taken great pleasure in these exchanges. She always was one to appreciate broadening her knowledge. I'm surprised she didn't get you started on the Crusades. It was her favorite subject.
$18.99?
Sarah
No, that's
and
not
I
right.
spent entire days together reliving them.
$17.99?
That the Crusades are also my subject of predilection, especially the third. My ancestor distinguished himself brilliantly during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
I know nothing of the Crusades.
Unfortunately, my lord, the Crusades are not my chosen field.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have plenty of time to learn. Your mother is a very well-read woman. You're quite lucky to have her.
What do you mean, well-read?
Yes, I know, but I'm still very worried.
I must admit, there are worse things to worry about now, Louis.
What do you mean?
Since she disappeared, your mother has been seen once. Her behavior on the evening of your arrival greatly surprised Gregory and myself. She resurfaced to attack Emma, Emily Hillsborough's twin sister.
Emma?
And she shot her with a pistol. Then, before Gregory could intervene, she ran off and disappeared again.
I beg your pardon? Hang on.
Emily has a twin sister who knew my mother? What's she playing at, goddammit? That means my vision on the wharf, it was actually happening inside the manor. Mother shot Emily's sister? The very person she came looking for? Why would she do that?
Excuse me, but between that and the childhood of Lady Adams, it's all a bit much for me to cope with. I need to piece it all together again to see things more clearly. You said that you spent a lot of time talking together at the beginning. What happened for that to change?
I'm afraid I haven't much to tell you. The more the days went by, the more she withdrew into herself. She never gave me an explanation. Until the day came when she purely and simply disappeared.
Where did she go when she wanted to be alone?
She would shut herself away in a room we use as a box room upstairs.
Would you allow me to go there?
Naturally, Louis, of course. I'll send you a servant to open it.
Thank you.
So you think her partner
That's
was
all I can
Emma
tell you
and not
about the disappearance
Elizabeth?
of your mother, Louis. I would like to have been more helpful.
I shall stay on her trail and follow up any leads.
Thank you. We will meet later on to welcome our last guest. In the meantime, I shall get someone to open the box room upstairs for you.
Thank you.
Partner was Big Feet Baby. I see.
The room was just opposite Mortimer's study.
Alright. Yeah. Hey, Blucky. This is our first time playing this. Not actually. This is the first time seeing this for a lot of people. There's a big time puzzle in here. I'm willing to help if you guys really want it. But I'm gonna assume you don't. So I'll do my best to keep quiet. Alright, look for clues.
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says...
We've spent so much time trying to find the killer that I almost forgot about his
Someone is
mother.
onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
I picked up exactly one object, but I forgot to do one thing. Can we leave the room? No. I was gonna ask if we wanted to go into any rooms before we came in here. It doesn't really matter. We're actually probably better off knowing, not knowing. Alright, so we've been given one clue. I guess I'll just keep clicking on things.
Dante's Paradise.
Dante's
Raise
Paradise.
your head and be reassured, for what comes up here from the mortal world must ripen in our rays.
I'll just click on everything.
What is this disc?
This is CD. Observe. Or take. pagan. It's never failed us before.
St. Paul on the Road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
There's 5 episodes. What we do in episode 1 could have an influence on episode 4 for all we know.
Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
I mean, we were given hints on who the murderer was in chapter 1, or in episode 1. None of us remember episode 1.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Yeah, squad. Leave the door or open the door? Hello, Gerbost? Leave the door.
There are burnt papers in the chimney.
Find a safer way to communicate.
There's
Trust
a
in my
legible
faith,
fragment left.
the man with the
Hey,
sword.
I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be?
Man with the sword?
Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
What do we know about swords? Oh wait, we still can't leave? I think we're gonna have to try and open the door, because I don't think we can do anything else. Pretty sure we've done everything we can do in this room. The 2 objects I haven't picked up are consumables.
St. Paul on the Road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
S-word. I'll take S-words for 500.
The door appears to be locked on the other side.
Just gonna kick this open. Key
I
fell.
think I heard something fall to the ground. A metallic sound, like a key falling to the floor.
If only we had subterfuge. Use the disc. Force it open.
So much for discretion.
In my playthrough.
It's open.
In my playthrough, I went about a very roundabout way. In my playthrough, we took the sheet of paper over here and the disc, which is a magnet, and we pulled it through that way. We unlocked it. Heck yeah, agility.
A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
Air. Pick both locks. Ooh. Good thing we pumped agility. Let's observe this
A
painting.
drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Door again. Somebody's poisoned the mead.
A drachma.
A drachma. Alright, we'll come back to that one.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Rini.
Okay. Got a book.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Rini. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Royal Crabs. They should make a holiday.
Painting of St. Mark from the collection of the apostles by Guido Rini.
Amber.
Amber.
St. Paul painted by Guido Rini.
St. Paul. Team left or team right? Team left, team right. I'm taking the first one I see. Oh, he's not an evangelist. It's the first one I saw.
Of the 4 apostles shown in this piece, Paul is the only one who isn't an evangelist. He is the 13th apostle.
No one's back.
St. Paul is shown holding a sword. Strange. There's hardly any dust, as if the painting's been cleaned recently.
There's a small inscription engraved on the frame. Let's take a closer look. This is how Paul spoke to his pilgrims from Rome. Just above that, someone's written down the figure 11 on the painting and underlined it twice. No, what does that mean?
This is why I said I would be willing to help Claude.
So we have the figure 11 twice underlined, and a story of a group of pilgrims who it looks like Paul is speaking to. Maybe it's a code. There must be a connection. A text on Paul must be somewhere, and it must be associated with the figure 11. But what's the story with these pilgrims? I mean, a connection with the figure, maybe?
All right. This is the Bible. So you have to figure out what verse, chapter, and everything. Trust the man with the sword. You know it's Paul. How much help do you guys want? You're welcome to the compound search. Void lock 2990. You don't want any help, alright. Solve it for you.
The New Testament.
It's the New Testament.
I say then, have they stumbled that they should fall? God forbid, but rather through their fall, salvation is come unto the Gentiles, for to provoke them to jealousy.
Oh, wait. A note from Mother is carefully folded between the pages here. What does it say?
Dear E, I'm glad you found this note. I was afraid the code of the 2 groups of pilgrims would mislead you. Pick up the package. You know where, and hide it where no one will find it. It's imperative. Awaiting your reply, hidden behind the youngest apostle.
What? The youngest apostle? What does Mother mean by that?
Alright. You're wrong, Kirk. Sorry, I solved it for you. So who's the youngest apostle? Ringo Starr.
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni.
Little
It looks
D-train.
like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
John? Which one would that be?
Painting of Saint Mark from the collection of the apostles by
Not
Guido
Mark.
Reni. St. Paul on the road to Damascus by
Paul.
Caravaggio. Caravaggio attained a magnificent command of black and the play of colors too. Paul facing an ordeal, the curtains of his illusions being raised, and receives the light from his Savior.
I think that's the only paintings.
The drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted
Matthew?
by Guido Reni. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
Is that all the paintings? Oop, there's one right here.
It's Saint John, painted
John.
by Guido Reni.
Scrutinize. Doesn't have a beard.
St. John is the only apostle painted in this gallery who hasn't got a beard. Hey, wait! That means it's him. He's the youngest apostle.
Word, he shaves.
Right. This painting is therefore associated with the answer which E had to give to my mother. Now, I just need to know how to recover the answer.
I can't believe you guys Google searched this.
The painting looks like it's been taken down recently. But wasn't my mother said that she would wait for an answer hidden behind the apostle? Ah, of course. There's something written behind the painting. On the second day, the pilgrims will listen to the prophecy of the young apostle. They shall add 1 companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their rank. What does it mean?
What does it mean?
They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this?
Did we blow it,
A group
Claude?
of pilgrims who Paul was talking to.
Did
and
we?
now John is telling them prophecies?
I love mashed potatoes.
Are you sure?
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. There are fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Just let me get the thing. It's right here. Let me get the thing. Alright, what do you say? 3 to the left, 1 to the right? I think that's this one.
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio. St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come?
How come?
This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
4?
Not in the lustful desire, even
Is
as
that
the
it?
Gentiles who knew not God. In him, God has chosen us before the foundation of the world, that we may be holy and blameless before him.
It's 4. Hold on.
There's nothing worth noticing here. There are finger marks, deliberately drawn in the dust. 8 in all. It's too cumbersome for me to unhook here, but judging by the dust, it hasn't been moved for months, if not years. No, nothing of value here. Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew.
This is not it. I'd swear it's this.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
That was not it. And beneath, we already did that. My stuff we... Wait, what was our last thing? I already forgot what we were talking about. What was the last thing we did? Hidden beyond the young as possible, which we did that.
They should add a companion to their left and 3 to their right to complete their ranks. I imagine it applies to their code, the one Mother set up with the pilgrims. What's this? A group of pilgrims who Paul was talking to, and now John is telling them prophecies?
One to the left and 3 to the right. One to the left and 3 to the right. Like, I know that the thing is here. It's literally right here. One to the left, 3 to the right. The pilgrims he would have been talking to. Who is this? John? John wrote letters to the Corinthians. Yeah, Paul wrote letters to the Corinthians. When he was in jail? John Cena.
I guess I'll just come back later.
Wait, hold on. 1 to the right, 3 to the left. So the first letters he wrote would be Romans. Doesn't sound right. Romans. Yeah, that ain't right. That's where we were. But he wrote letters to the Corinthians. He was in jail. That was Paul. Who's this guy again? Hold on.
I guess I'll just come back later.
I forgot.
It's St. John, painted by Guido Rini.
John doesn't have a beard. I'm using the internet. Council John. I see. I don't know how we got to
And the
this.
woman was given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and a half a time, from the face of the serpent. Hey, a new note. It's been folded carefully in the corner of this page. The writing, it's not my mother's. S. I found
S.
the book in your effects. I've concealed it where no one can get their hands on it. I can assure you, awaiting your instructions, I will hear your reply like he who hears the angel. Hears the angel? What does that mean? Oh, it's probably the place where she was expecting to get the location of the next note.
The angel.
A drawing of the Apostle Matthew, painted by Guido Rini. He's represented as writing the word of the Lord, transmitted by the Holy Spirit, who appears here in the guise of an angel.
He who hears the angel. So who's the person here?
There's something else behind this painting. It says, half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
Corinth. Duh. Half the, what would it say? Half the city. Half the city is I wish
I guess I'll just come back later.
your notes actually kept up with where you were.
There's something else behind this painting.
It says half of each group will join the first city of Corinth. What the hell does that mean?
It's Corinthians. Where in Corinthians? Somewhere in Corinthians. So...
For you are bought with a price. Therefore,
start from the
glorify
beginning of
God in
Corinthians.
your body and in your spirit, which are God's.
That was not it. I know it's got to be Corinthians, though.
For the Jews require a sign, and the Greeks seek after wisdom.
This one you can't fail. This one you have to do, I think. Oops. That's why I said I'd be willing to help
If we
out
have hope
if needed.
in Christ in this life only, we are, of all men, most miserable.
I already forgot what I picked.
Now, therefore, there is utterly a fault among you, because ye go to law with one another. Why do ye not rather suffer injustice? Why do ye not rather suffer yourselves to be defrauded? Ah, look, here's a message. It is of paramount importance that no one finds it. Watch out for the Prussian. He's on the trail.
The Prussian.
Let's meet up. I'll leave it to you to organize the rendezvous. Not today. I'm unable to do it. In the meantime, I'll follow the first group to Mark, who will reveal the answer to them. And that first group of pilgrims, how many are there now? If I refer to the chapter I'm reading at the moment, 6.
6?
Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. Their fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
Which one was Mark? You, Mark?
Painting of St. Mark
Yeah.
from the collection of the apostles by Guido Reni.
This one had an 11...
There are finger marks.
8. 6,
Deliberately
8.
drawn in the dust. 8 in all.
6, 8. Mark. That's not an option. First group to Mark. I'm just gonna scroll down here. Oh. Wait, what?
But that which beareth thorns and briars is rejected,
Italian
and is
painter.
nigh unto cursing, whose end is to be burned. Here's a message. There are some complications. Indeed, the Prussian is insistent. What's happening at your end? Do you need help? If tonight is not possible, let's say tomorrow evening, in the South Room, where we reviewed the situation. When Paul understood that only the axe counted, he went back on his tracks. I await your confirmation to his left, in the company of the pilgrims that have joined him. Yeah, this last comment is about their code. I should find new pilgrims near Paul. Several portraits of apostles, all signed by Guido Reni. Looks like someone touched this commode recently. Their fingerprints on the sheets and in the dust.
This might be later. Can you come back here? Maybe later. Alright. This is Paul, right?
No, nothing of value here. Little characters are engraved on the chest of drawers under the urn. It's a sentence in Hebrew. A chest with the occult symbol representing air.
I have no key. Oh, God. This one's one of the easier ones. I got this one pretty quick my first time, but I also could actually remember things. And I might have had Tiro here as well.
Dante's Paradise. Raise your head and be reassured. For what comes up here from the mortal world.
This is
must
pretty
ripen
easy
in our
in
rays.
comparison to some of the other ones.
There are burnt papers in the chimney. There's a legible fragment left. Hey, I recognize my mother's handwriting. She says we must find a safer way to communicate. Someone is onto us. Trust in my faith in the man with the sword. So Mother had an accomplice here. Who could it be? Who could she be suspicious of? I must find the next part. Faith, sword. I recognize her love of riddles there.
Oh, there's a lot of puzzles. Let me check this real quick. Question we on?
St. Paul on the road to Damascus by Caravaggio.
I'm pretty sure when I figured this one out originally, it was, I'm pretty sure Tiro was here. And between Tiro and I, we knew enough to figure this out.
St. Paul is the only saint to be presented twice in these paintings, contrary to the other apostles. How come?
I got no Tiro this time.
This painting has been hanging here for a long time. A lot of dust is built up on it. Well, a finger has drawn a number in the thin layer of dust. I can read the number 4.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna go to the Bible. Most of the, like, Bible-related puzzles in this, I'm pretty sure that Tiro and I solved them together. Because there's a lot of them. The next big puzzle, I think you can not do. I think you can end up failing it and leaving.
And he became very hungry and would have eaten, but while they were made ready, he fell into a trance. Hey, there's a note here. A message from Mother in reply to E. We must leave urgently. But first,
the next
I
one's not Bible
absolutely must
related.
go beyond the
It's
night.
the next puzzle, I think it is.
Watch out for Volner. He figured out I was avoiding him.
Volner?
Alert suspicion. See you tomorrow evening. Stand ready. For now, let's cease all communication until we meet. Take care of yourself. I suppose this must be the last message. What happened afterward? If it's what I suspect, I fear the worst. What did Mother mean by, I absolutely must go beyond the nightmare? I must go beyond the nightmare. What does she mean by that?
What does she mean by that? Team left, team right. What we got? Team 1 for team left. One for team right. Probably only pick team right. Just cause some confusion there. 2 for team left. 1 for team right. 3 for team left. 1 for team right. Alright, going once. Going twice. Team left it is.
I'm guessing it's a metaphor. I need to figure out what this means. Mortimer's getting his guests together. I ought to join them so I don't look suspicious.
Ba-da-ba-da. Quest 64. Yo, I did not understand my mother's message. Dun dun dun. Team Right wins. Alright, no alternate paths. So we failed the puzzle. Overall, we went through all that, and we failed the puzzle. Dun 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 dun. Alright, what were we putting points into? I don't even remember. Was it logic? I think it's logic. Based on the number of points already into this one. Pretty sure it was logic. No time warp. Dude, we got 3 manuscripts this time. Alright, do we want occultism, linguistics, manipulation, version, etiquette, logic, etiquette, questioning, erudition, manipulation. One for manipulation. I got 2 more. Linguistics, occultism, questioning, erudition, version, etiquette, logic. Manipulation. Wait, we already did manipulation. Unless there's another one. There's not another one. I got 2 more manuscripts I can equip. Logic. Alright, 1 more. Questioning, erudition, occultism, linguistics, erudition, version, etiquette, etiquette. Alright. We can finally do the etiquette things. After all this time.
And joined everyone in the small salon.
Hello.
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Where do we go now? All up to you. To the Moon. What a good game. Should I play To the Moon as part of trivia? Let's go eat. To the saloon. Go to Walner's room. Where is his room? Is this his room? Oh, can't go in.
Sir Johann van Vulna.
Can't go in. Go find his clown shoes. Do we want to try any other rooms? Try Adam's room again, which is so. Yeah. Rage quit to the saloon. I see. It's locked. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, we tried. Back to the saloon. You sure? He looks like he's got pretty average size shoes. I don't think he has clown shoes.
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What
She's
have you
dead.
found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
What's that you say, Gerbost?
I love mashed potatoes.
I see. What do we ask her? Ask her about the messages.
They kept up a secret correspondence, which makes me think they were suspicious of someone.
And did you find out who it was?
No, but von Volner is mentioned. They were planning to make a quick getaway and were looking to hide something beforehand.
Have you got these messages?
Mm-hmm. Bump, bump, down.
Yes. Go ahead, take a look.
I see. I must say, thanks for your honesty, Louis.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is
Uh-oh.
true,
Tell her
she
down.
might want to take revenge.
Team left, team right. Team left, team right. One for team right. One vote for team right. You know I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed just to get it all up. What's in my head and Yeah, this is a big decision. Nobody wants to speak up. Scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? Looks like we're going with team right.
I better keep that to myself for the time being.
It's too late.
Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
Somebody's yelling.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know.
Oh, God.
One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
The
But
last
hardly had we
guest.
arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
Okay. Team left, team right. One for team left. Who? Two for team left. Three for team left.
And who is this charming character?
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet. He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds.
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined.
Oh my God.
King of France is dead.
Whoa, wait a minute.
Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Oh, as if it did.
Running in slow-mo. 8 frames a second.
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous. Bastard. He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for 1 vote. Is that your democracy?
What
Yes.
an obnoxious act. Until anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please, let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Oh.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Yes.
Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your
Good
Grace,
for you.
here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting
it's
will
just kinda
therefore
there in
be
the
able to
background.
kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Hugo. Is there anybody in Haunting Ground named Hugo? That's suave walk.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
Glad you asked. I want to talk to you too. Of course.
I heard about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Only
Any news of
chance.
her? Have you found her,
Only
maybe?
chance. Timer's running. Top right.
Hear you speak, it sounds like you and my mother were close.
Let's say I hold your mother in high esteem, yes. We were even planning to work together.
That's what he was getting at.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
The cat's out of the bag now. More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an old book which might have been of interest to me, and she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology. You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
At least one can say is that he doesn't beat around the bush. Sarah never travels without a few books. What does the one you're looking for look like exactly?
It resembles a grimoire. It's divided into 7 parts, each one individually locked. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. It's a unique copy. There's only one.
The mere mention of it makes his face light up. Well, I'll take a closer look, but I can't promise you anything. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchardt in Paris. Do you know him?
Von Borchardt. That's 4.
Indeed. One of your close friends?
No, not really, but we were close once. Precisely over the case that concerns us now, because he claimed to have the book I'm looking for.
Another dishonest person. What can you say? Can't trust anyone these days, huh?
No. No, you can't.
I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. von Volner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, von Volner. You're the one who von Borchardt was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess.
What's it gonna be? You got plenty of time. Got Mortimer, Home, King of Prussia. Got 1 vote for the King of Prussia. I got 1 vote for Home. What? No idea. Got 1 vote for Guadasalam. Just kidding. We got King of Prussia and Home. I don't know if I'm allowed to vote on this. Mortimer's tied up. Alright. Next person I see in chat that hasn't already answered is the one I'm going with. Who's it gonna be? Who's gonna free up this tie? Next person. Whoever puts in their vote. Prussia.
Your dear king, I should think.
What? You mean Frederick William? Oh, my poor fellow. You are miles away. That stupid, pretentious puppet wields no real power. But seeing as you do not wish to be serious, so be it.
Boom.
Good luck to you.
That was a sick burn. I'm gonna need some heals for that one. You think it was Mortimer? Dang. You think it was someone on the list? Dang. See, there's one thing I don't know if you guys have come to realize so far in our playthrough is certain options only show up if you do certain actions. Find out certain things. Could have been Mortimer, could have been Home. I mean, who knows? We're talking to Napoleon.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
What are we talking to you about? Probably everything.
Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
Tell me more. What are we going with? Tell me more.
Meaning?
This gentleman enjoys people talking about him for too many reasons. His undeserved titles, more than 10 in just 4 years, and each one more prestigious than the one before.
You don't think he deserves them?
If I had seen him on the battlefield, there might be some doubt. But that is not the case. The Queen would rather not risk losing him, so she consoles him with awards and titles.
So you don't have a very positive opinion?
His coveting French Catalonia does not encourage me to have one.
I understand your point of view.
They're on there.
Does expression go beyond the nightmare mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her.
Facebook?
À plus tard, monsieur.
They're on there? Alright, so I'm making a decision. Because this is going to take us a while to do. We're already on question 91. Let's stop while we're at the beginning of solving this. Rather than towards the end.